Hi, it's Kara. Welcome back for this week's Spirituality with Bling. This week, I want to share with you a tip that you can use when you get really stressed out or worried about something. I used this this week when we lost electricity in the storm and we were out of power for an entire week, as were probably 500,000 people who lost power in the state of Maryland alone from the storm that we had on the East Coast. And so the next day after the storm, we went to try and find a generator, as did several 100,000 other people. But we were very lucky and we found someone who had a generator and we needed to go pick it up. But in order to pick it up, we needed to drive our old farm truck around the beltway. And this is an old, historic farm truck that is definitely not meant to be driven around the beltway anymore. And so it was going to be a very stressful 50-minute drive around the beltway one way, and then 50 minutes back. Because I knew that my husband and I were both going to be worried about this truck breaking down or the brakes not working or something happening. But we had to go get this generator. So we each got in the truck to drive around the beltway. And normally what I would have done in the past is I would have been a completely stressed out mess. I would have been bracing my foot on the floor every time I thought we were getting too close to the car in front of us. I would have been gripping onto the bars. I would have been probably telling him how to drive. But this time, when I got in the truck, and I thought to myself, well, I really have no control over whether or not the brakes in this truck go out or whether something else breaks in this truck. It's completely out of my control. So I need to just let this go. And so what I decided to do was I centered myself and I got completely connected with that white light energy that goes through the core of your body and aligns you with your source. So I focused on and I felt that energy going through me, and then I said, I'm letting go of this. Whatever's meant to be will be. I trust that the highest good will happen here, and thank you for taking care of us. And then I started to repeat this mantra. Thank you for taking care of us. Thank you for taking care of us, as I sat silently and just watched as he drove around the beltway. But the whole time I'm repeating in my head, thanks for taking care of us, thanks for taking care of us. And the whole time I'm saying that, I'm feeling this white light energy go through the core of my body. And so then I suddenly relaxed. I just felt relaxed and calm. And we rode all the way around the beltway, 50 minutes, to this person's house where we could get this generator. He was the nicest man. It was a great generator. We got it for the same price we would have bought at the store. It couldn't have worked out better. And then we get back in the truck to drive back around the beltway. So now we have another 50 minutes of being in this truck. And so I started my mantra again. But this time on the way back, something really interesting happened. As I'm saying, thanks for taking care of us, thanks for taking care of us, I looked over and I saw the car next to me, and I had been in my mind thinking thanks for taking care of us as just my husband and me. But now I looked over and suddenly the thanks for taking care of us included the guy who was driving the car next to us, and I pictured him as white light energy in his car. And then I thought, well, thanks for taking care of all of us. And I started to picture everyone around me in their cars as beams of white light energy. And I kept repeating this mantra. And the more I kept thinking about it, the bigger the picture became in my mind. And I could see all the cars ahead of us as beams of white light energy. And then I started to feel and imagine what it would look like to be up above watching all of these cars going around the beltway, and then seeing them instead of cars, but seeing each person in that car, all the people in the cars as beams of white light energy, just moving around the beltway. And I have to tell you, I know it sounds a little wacky, but it was really one of the most profoundly spiritual experiences I've ever had, feeling that in that moment. And what was really incredible about it was that I was completely now relaxed and centered and calm and peaceful and not in the least bit concerned about whether or not this truck was going to break down. So that by the time we got home after the 50-minute ride, and we got home safely, everything was fine, by the time we got home, I was completely relaxed and centered and feeling renewed, actually, and just really thankful for the experience of feeling so interconnected with all of the people around me. And so I'm suggesting that you use this technique when you have something that is going to make you either really nervous or that you're really worried about. For instance, if you're going in for a job interview, or if you have to have a conversation with somebody that you think is really going to be difficult, before that happens, take some time and center in on yourself and really feel that core of that white beam of energy that goes through you, that connects you to source. And then visualize the other people that will be around you as beams of white light energy. The people at the interview, or the person that you need to talk to. Or if there's something you need to do that is out of your control, that might be dangerous, like driving a historic truck around the beltway, or doing something else that you know you can't control, then center yourself before you start and focus on that white light energy and let it give you some peace and some security and a sense of calmness and a sense of being at one with all of the love in the world. So I hope you try this. I hope you have a great experience with it. And if you do, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And make sure you come over to the website where I'm going to share some other things that happened during that week with no electricity, and what I also learned about not judging whether things are good or bad. So thanks for watching, and have a great week.